What is up, everyone? How are you guys doing? Today's video, we're going to be looking at the Champions League round of 16 matchups, and we're going to try and predict who's going to be moving on to the quarterfinals in the 2022 Champions League season. So we've got some big matchups here, a couple that are going to be like 50-50, I'd say. But yeah, so we're going to try and predict the scores using the UEFA Predictor website, and maybe after the round of 16 we'll come back and see if we got any right. I'm hoping I'm going to try and get maybe 3/4 of the winning teams right, maybe 1 or 2 games scores correct. But we're just going to guess the scores for each game, and then we're going to go back and do the second legs as well. So this is going to be the overall prediction. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one, with which will be the quarterfinals, and I'll try and predict each round. So yeah, let's get started with game number 1. All right, so we are starting off with the probably the biggest matchup is going to be PSG against Real Madrid. Now, the first game is going to be in PSG, so this one's going to be tough, of course. Probably this one is going to be the toughest game to predict because it's in PSG. But Real Madrid have been really good this season. We've seen kind of like prime Benzema playing this year. It seems like he's really turned it on after Ronaldo left a couple years ago. And we're seeing now the real prime of Vinicius Jr. So this one's going to be tough. I'm going to say it's going to be a boring game, and I'm going to go 1-0 for PSG, just because it's a home game for PSG. That's going to be my prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised if Real Madrid come out of here with a draw or even a win. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below your winner for this one. We'll see who I'm going to think is going to win the round in the second leg, so keep watching. But yeah, we'll predict 1-0 for the first game. So second game here is going to be Sporting Lisbon against Man City. So this is in Sporting Lisbon. I think they're second place in their league against the first place team in the Premier League, arguably probably the best team in the world at the moment. I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna go 2-0 for City, and you can see at the bottom here the popular predictions. I'm gonna try not to stay around the popular ones, but that's just what I'm feeling. It's 2-0. So it says 18% has put 2-0. So yeah, I'm gonna go Man City 2-0. Next up, we got Inter against Liverpool. So Liverpool have already played a team at the San Siro in the group stage, which was AC Milan, but now they are out because they did not make it. So yeah, this one's going to be tough as well. This one's probably going to be the most even game besides the PSG Madrid game. But this one is in Inter at the San Siro. I'm going to go with a 1-1. Kind of boring. 10% of people said 1-1, so it's not the most popular score. But yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm thinking maybe Luis Diaz will start, and maybe they'll bring on Salah or Mane. They're not going to start all of their big guys in this game, but in the second leg, I'll talk about that after. I'm going to predict, I'll predict after. But moving on to the last game of the Tuesday or the Wednesday matchups. So this is going to be the first week, and then the second week has the other 4 games, by the way. So it kind of alternates for the four weeks of Champions League football. But this one's Salzburg against Bayern. This one is in Salzburg, so it's the Austrian leaders against the German leaders in both their leagues. So a lot of people have been seeing lots of big goals for Bayern. I'm going to go with the upset here because I think Bayern have been struggling lately. They've had some issues with their fans and ownership, I've heard, specifically with the Qatar Airways, so the fans aren't really happy. Muller has been... I don't know what's going on. There's some locker room stuff going on. I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, something around Muller and some like allegations. But we'll talk about that in another video maybe. But yeah, this one is in Salzburg. I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to go 2-1. So 2-1 upset here. This one's going to be surprising. I would probably predict Bayern to win this full leg, but I'm just going to go with the upset for this game. Bayern just lost 4-2 to one of the lowest Bundesliga teams a couple days ago, so they're not on a good stretch right now with their games, and they're also missing Alphonso Davies, the Canadian superstar, which Canada is also missing at the moment, which is really annoying, but hopefully he can be healthy soon. But yeah, he's a big part of their team, and he always plays really well in the Champions League. So he's going to be a big miss for them in this coming round of 16 matchup. So yeah, I'm going to go with upset there, and we'll move on to the next week of games. So the next week is going to be the match day 2. So first game here, we've got Villarreal against Juventus. Villarreal have kind of been very boring how they play. I watched their game against Man United in the Europa League final. They play very simple under Unai Emery, the former Arsenal man. But I'm going to go, this one is in Villarreal. I'm just going to go with a 0-0. Actually, 0-0, maybe. Juventus just got Dusan Vlahovic, which as an Arsenal fan, I hate saying that. But I feel like they're not going to start all their big guys maybe. But they will in the second leg. So I'm going to go with a boring 0-0 because there's got to be one 0-0, I'd say. Moving on to Chelsea versus Lille. This one is going to be a good one. Of course, Lille, the French champions, but they haven't been playing this well. They just got battered 5-1 by PSG. And they got Jonathan David, who's been tearing it up though. So he's been their bright spot this year. As a Canadian, I love seeing it. And he's also tearing it up for Canada as well. He's taking us to the World Cup. But yeah, Chelsea, this one is going to be at Stamford Bridge. I'm going to go with a 2-0. Chelsea just looking so strong right now. I'd love for Lille to beat them. As a Canadian Arsenal fan, that would be huge. But I just don't see it happening. Now, this one is also very interesting. Probably one of the 50-50s that I talked about in the intro. Atletico versus Man United. Maybe it's a little bit lower than 50-50 now, so it's probably, I'd say 60-40. But you never know with Ronaldo. Ronaldo can always pull through and win a Champions League game with 2, 3, 4 goals. You never know. I've got some Man United fans, and they are believing that they are going to be carried by Ronaldo into the later stages of the Champions League. But I just don't see it happening in this game. I'm going to go with a 1-0. I just don't see United scoring in this game, but you never know though. Atletico have been playing kind of very, they're very wild. Like you'll see I think they played Liverpool. They got a couple, I think, did they get 2 reds? They got 1 red card at least. It was Griezmann. I think he put his boot in Firmino's face. So they play in a very wild style of football. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 1-0. But that one's gonna turn around in the second leg. I'll predict it after. And then probably one of the most interesting games. I can't wait to watch this one. Benfica against Ajax. So both teams kind of under the radar, underrated a little bit. This one is in Benfica. Benfica did beat Barcelona in Benfica. So what's to say they can't beat Ajax? The reigning Dutch champions and the Dutch champions for this year, let's just admit it. I'm going to go with a 2-2, kind of a wild game. So hopefully that's correct. I feel like they've got some young superstars, Benfica, that Nunez, he's been really good this season. He's been playing very well. And I just packed him on FIFA, so that kind of helps me think highly of him. But I think he scored against Barcelona, and he's a very good penalty taker as well. But yeah, that's going to be a wild game, I'm predicting, so I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw. Moving on to the second leg of the first matchups. So now we move on to the team switch. They go to the other stadiums. So now this is where Bayern will turn it on. I'm gonna guess a 4-0. So the first one, I think I guessed 2-1 or 1-0. Did I? I guessed a 2-1. So yeah. Now I'm just gonna guess. I think Munich's gonna go all out and just destroy them 4-0. Salzburg are a good young team. They got that Brendan Aronson, the American guy. He's played okay, not that great for US. I expected a little bit more of him, but he's been playing very well for Salzburg, and he really contributed them into making the round of 16. But I just think this is going to be the end of the Champions League run for them. So yeah, 4-0 is my guess. But I'm just thinking Bayern is going to win, and we'll see how much by. So moving on to Liverpool versus Inter. So the first, what did I guess first? For the first matchup, I guessed 1-1. This one goes back to Liverpool. I'm going to guess, I'd love to say Liverpool get beat here, but I just don't see it happening. I'm going to guess a 3-1. Oh, not 31. 3-1 win over Inter. I was debating on predicting an upset on this one, but Liverpool is just too strong. They just don't seem like a team that will blow a lead or just kind of throw a game away. You'll see even when they play Man City, they play all out, and they got that draw in the Premier League, probably the best game of the season. So yeah, I just don't see them throwing away this game. Maybe we'll see in the later stages of the Champions League. Maybe in the quarters they could get beat, depends who they get. But I just don't see them losing at home, so I'm going to guess with a 3-1, because when they win, they score a lot of goals. So yeah, that front three is going to just tear Inter apart, in my opinion. Moving on to Man City Sporting, the first guess, I guessed 2-0 Man City. I'm gonna go with a 1-1 on this one. I feel like it's gonna be a surprising game, but Man City are gonna go through with the more goals aggregate. But yeah, I'm just gonna guess 1-1. I feel like that one's maybe a boring game, or maybe really exciting to the end and just Sporting can't get the winner. But yeah, I'm gonna guess that. And then PSG Madrid. This one's gonna be big. So on the first one, I guessed 1-0 Real Madrid PSG. So now that there are no away goals, I'm going to guess with a 2-2 or 2-1, sorry. So it's going to be a tie on aggregate, and I'm going to guess Real Madrid win on penalties. So that's my guess for that one. So yeah, that's my guess. I'm going to say it's going to be a painful ending for Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi, and all the other PSG players. This is basically their only thing that they want is the Champions League, and I'm going to guess that they go out on penalties. Unfortunately for them, but to be honest, I don't really care, because they kind of just bought their team. It's kind of unfair to other teams. Teams like Salzburg or Inter or Sporting, like they've just kind of grown. PSG has just bought every good player out there, and they're trying to get Pogba, and they're trying to get Ronaldo for next season. So yeah, I'm just gonna say they lose on penalties. But yeah, you never know. They could win as well. They could dominate. But yeah, penalties for Madrid is my guess. So that's going to be it. So my winners for these first matchups is going to be Bayern, Liverpool, Man City, and Real Madrid. So maybe one upset if you count Madrid, but I'd say that one's 50-50. So yeah, I'm going to go to the last four matchups here. For Ajax Benfica, on the first one, I guessed 2-2. So the second one, I'm going to guess a 2-1. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this matchup, this two-game set. But I just think Ajax at home are too strong. That Haller has been on fire this year. He's been great. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-1 for Ajax. I don't really know much about both teams. I just know they're kind of star players. But yeah, I'm just going to go with the favorite in Ajax. Next up, we got Man United against Atletico. So the first one, I predicted 1-0 Atletico. I'm going to guess 1-0 as well, and United win on penalties. That's my guess. I'm going to make my friend Kai, the guy on my podcast, go subscribe down below. He is a big Man United fan, my co-host, so I'm going to guess that he's going to be really happy, and I'm going to guess United win on penalties, maybe through a Ronaldo goal in the game. But yeah, Old Trafford is going to be happy that night, in my opinion. That's my guess. But you never know. Atletico could go crazy on them. But yeah, I'm going to guess Man United to win on penalties. Moving on, our second last game here. So the first aggregate, first game, I guess 2-0 to Chelsea. I'm going to guess a 1-1. So Chelsea's going to go through. I'm going to say Jonathan David goal against Chelsea. But I just can't see them winning this game. It's going to be tough, but you never know. Lille could pull off an upset, but I just don't see it happening. And our last matchup here, Juventus against Villarreal. So the first one, I guessed a 0-0. So they move back to Turin for the final game. This will be the last game of the Champions League round of 16. And I'm going to go with a big 4-2. Actually, I'll go 4-1. Nope. 4-1 upset. I'm going to say a Dusan Vlahovic brace for this one. That's going to be my prediction. We'll see if it happens, but he's just tearing it up right now. I think he's got 2 goals in 2 games, and I hate to see it as an Arsenal fan. who I thought we were going to get every day of January, but no. But we've already passed January. We're going to move on for us Arsenal fans. So that's going to be my Champions League predictions for the round of 16. So to go back, we've got Bayern winning, Liverpool beating Inter, Man City beating Sporting by just a hair, and we've got Real Madrid beating PSG on penalties. And then next we've got Ajax beating Benfica. We've got Man United beating Atletico Madrid on penalties. That's my guess. And then we've got Lille falling to Chelsea, the reigning champions. And we've got Juventus beating Villarreal. So I'm guessing that one of my predictions at least are going to be wrong. There's going to be one or two big upsets. There always is. But yeah, if I had to guess a winner right now, I'm going to go with my winner is going to be Real Madrid. That's my prediction right now. They're going to win the Champions League, but I'm going to do a prediction every stage that I do a predictions video. I'm going to guess an eventual champion after. So you never know. Real Madrid could be out of the tournament by next game or next round. But right now, they're my winners, and I'd put my money on them. So yeah, that's going to be the video. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll get more consistent on the videos. I've been posting very lackluster. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Like and subscribe, and predict who's going to win the Champions League. See you later.